while we welcome up the third and final startup today. It's called Logivan.
Hi, we are Logivan, Uber for trucks in Vietnam. When you look around, everything is being delivered by a truck. This is why, in Vietnam, trucking industry is a multi-billion-dollar business, growing at 14% annually, with over 1 million trucks. But the Vietnam's long-haul trucking industry is extremely fragmented, with over 90% of trucking companies have less than 5 trucks. And the capacity is underutilized, with 70% truck empty return rate. This leads to very high logistic cost, accounts for 23% of our national GDP, compared to Singapore only 8%, or China only 15%. At Logivan, we want to solve that fragmentation problem by aggregating trucks and freight onto one central platform. We match shippers with truckers with transparent fees, so shippers can enjoy better choices, more convenience, and reliable shipments. Everything fully insured, and the drivers are pre-verified. Truckers, of course, can increase their income, pay less commission to brokers, and expand their businesses to more trucks. There are many ways that we can diversify our revenue streams. First is commission on shipments. The second is selling trucks and auto parts on our platform, selling insurances. And by collecting data about our truckers, we can assess their credit risk and offer loans such as truck loans and payday loans. So since launching 5 months ago, we now have over 4,000 truckers onto our database and over 600 shippers. And our cumulative GMV has exceeded $1 million. This is the team behind the dream. I'm Ling and I'm the founder and CEO. I used to be at Cambridge, Goldman Sachs, and I also own 10 trucks. And our sales lead have had more than 10 years experience at DHL, and our product lead have more than 12 years of experience at FPT. Our investors is Ying Lan Tan from Insignia Venture Partners, and our advisors include Uber Freight directors and from Manbang Group, which is the largest truck platform in China right now. Okay, so to wrap up, we are looking for strategic partnerships and investors to expand to other Southeast Asian countries. And please remember, if you bought it, a truck brought it. Thank you very much.
So what happens with the freight right now?
Sorry?
I mean, before you were there was still, these freights still needed to be moved.
Yes.
How did they match up with the truckers?
So shippers have existing truck vendors. They have about 5 to 6 truck vendors, and when they need a truck, they contact these truck vendors, and then they wait until, and then the truck vendors come back with quotes, and then they decide who to go with.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's something you eliminate now?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
As your one, why did you want to solve this particular problem?
Yeah.
And two, as you're growing, what are some of the challenges, bottlenecks that you see as you grow, as you scale?
Yes. So the reason why I started Logivan is because my family business had 10 trucks. And by observing that our trucks often returns empty, up to like 90% of the times. This is why I looked into the trucking market, and I see this is a potential for disrupting. And one of the major challenges is, of course, user behavior, educating the truckers about the new innovative platform, which they previously relied on their local contacts, the existing brokers that they know of. Yeah.
And what are the challenges that you face as you scale the business?
The challenge is that is working capital. Yeah.
Have you met Wang Gang before, the CEO of the largest player in China?
I haven't had a chance to meet him, but maybe you could introduce me to him.
Invest in her first.
Well, we have to.
Thank you.
Happy to invest in her?
And make introductions.
Okay. What kind of efficiency are you seeing with the trucks through your platform? Like, capacity, I mean, efficiency use?
Right. So now we are doing intercity. So intracity is more like last mile delivery players like Ninja Van, GoGo Van, and that's very bloody. What we're trying to solve is like further up the supply chain, the first and middle mile delivery, and it has more margins and it's make up the larger trucking industry. Sorry, the question is?
Like before you said it was like 90% empty, right? So if you
Yeah.
use yours, presumably they're full more,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Right now we have more trucks, and so we put out 10 trucks in. Yeah.
Which other Southeast Asian markets do you think are similar to Vietnam? Because it is particularly fragmented in Vietnam.
Similar to Vietnam because Vietnam is single landmass. So Thailand would be very similar, Cambodia, right? And Indonesia, the Philippines, they are more like islands. So they rely on ferries as well. So, but the Philippines is very interesting. Indonesia, this the single largest island, Java.
Do you see the same fragmentation of the trucking industry in those markets?
In the single landmass countries, yes. But for kind of Indonesia and the Philippines, for example, they have islands. And so the trucking companies are more like corporates. So they have like 20 trucks or something, yeah.
Great. Thank you, Lynn. A round of applause.
Thank you.
All right, keep it going.